I had some good ones. Shout out to my babysitters. I had a couple of them.
I only have one I remember, so
I
shout
had
out
some
my
problematic
babysitter,
ones too, though.
Really?
Yeah.
They fuck you or something?
I said problematic. I didn't say awesome. And action. Welcome to the podcast where a guy that watches movies discusses movies with a guy that's never watched a single movie.
Ever.
Ever. I don't think you've seen a movie this old.
How old was Rocky?
About the same year, I think.
Oh, so
like
then
77. That's 1 year older.
hell yeah, then you're wrong.
I was wrong.
But we don't often watch them of this age. Good old the OG Halloween.
OG?
I think, right?
Yep. The first one, $400,000 budget. John Carpenter's first movie with Deborah Hill. She wrote it with him, produced it, and he directed and did the music.
Crazy to like blow up off your first movie.
Dude, that shit blew up. I wasn't alive though, so I don't know. I was like negative.
Not
11.
often do we watch a movie you weren't alive for.
Kind of often. I watch old movies all the time.
We don't on here though.
No, we want to, but we want to give you guys new movies too, so that you can come to us, watch us, get it completely spoiled, and then go to the movie and be like, damn, they were right. This movie's awesome. Or this movie was ass crack.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys. I ain't watching them again.
Don't ever say that.
Yeah.
Don't ever say that.
Hit subscribe. Subscribe to us. Give us money. No,
Or else. PayPal.
Right. Or PayPal. We don't take Cash App.
Where do we start on this movie though?
First scene. Oh, let me try to
Well,
remember.
It opens. I remember. I thought that it looked like a Scream. The way it opened, it like panned to a house.
The suburban area kind of looked like Scream.
The opening scene. What was it even?
It was the kid in the mask, like his point of view.
Yeah.
Like you're in his.
I thought it was cool how they did that.
Point of view, and like he's just like going upstairs. He gets the clown mask. You saw that in the Rob Zombie. It was more intuitive and more specific in that one. But he gets the clown mask. Now it looks like you're wearing the mask. And I thought it was weird, like when he's stabbing his sister, he goes upstairs after his sister just got he just fucked her and dipped her. He was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And she was like, you gotta call me tomorrow, right? He was like, yeah.
You thought. And then she gets fucking off, so it don't matter.
Yeah. But it's definitely a different scene from the remake, a different vibe. Like that's like grungy, white trash, bad neighborhood, and this is kind of like a suburban.
And there's no sympathy in this one. Like you don't really feel bad for Michael.
Yeah, you don't feel bad for him at all. He's
so like
just
you're just like, what the fuck? This kid's demented.
Yep.
Whereas you're kind of rooting for him in the remake.
For most of it, not all of it.
In this scene.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a crazy bad family. His family's not like his
that we
mom's
know
not
of.
Yeah. Well,
we don't really see any detail on
yeah,
it.
but it's like I think it's supposed to be like shown that they're like normal. Like it's a normal area, normal family, normal. But everybody knows normal. There's a lot of chaos sometimes.
Yeah, there's like almost no such thing as normal.
Exactly. But he stabs his sister, and when he starts stabbing her, she hasn't gotten dressed yet. And what I think is weird, because I feel like they wanted to show like the stabbing, but you couldn't really see it because you're in the mask. So he looks at his arm.
Yeah,
I thought that was
a
so
little
weird.
odd too.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't want to see his sister's tits.
Maybe not. That's kind of weird. He still has his humanity left at this point. He's like, I don't want to see my sister's jugs. Just look at my knife going into her body.
Or maybe that's it like showcases how demented he is.
Right. And then he comes outside. It gets out of point of view when he takes off the mask. That was kind of good. For such an old movie, that cinematography was pretty cool.
Yeah, unique. I don't really think you oftentimes
see that kind of shit. And especially then. This is like one of the first like pioneers of horror. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I like that little aspect.
Also, when he's got the mask on and you're looking through like his POV, where there's almost nothing you see, and that's just kind of cool.
That is really cool. Yeah. Because that's kind of how you are when you're wearing a mask like that.
Yeah,
Those
your
cheap Dollar General paper like half paper plastic masks.
Mhm.
That's kind of what that was.
You have really like restricted sight.
Yeah.
And it's cool to like look at a movie through that lens. It would suck if that was the whole movie.
And
but
then they're like,
for a
Michael!
scene, it was cool.
And they just kind of like stare at him for like the dramatic. Like,
Or the parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what they did, since they didn't really have the editing tech to like freeze frame, that the parents just stood there because it didn't look like it was freeze frame because like leaves were blowing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but they tried to make it freeze frame. Because, like, in that situation, and you take your kid's mask off, you just stare at him for like 10 minutes. Michael! And that's the only way you react.
Yeah.
Not only was that acting bad when your 6-year-old kid comes out with a bloody knife, like, he's obviously done some crazy shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, what the hell, bro?
I punch him.
Right.
I don't want to be next.
Right.
I got to knock him out.
Yeah, why didn't he go after his parents anyway? If he's like so evil, you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, he just
I
had it for his sister.
I expected cha.
He just had it for his sister, I guess. But when he did that, it just like they tried to freeze frame, but they were just. I feel like they didn't actually freeze frame; they just froze themselves.
Yeah, there's like.
Because everything else is blowing. Even like the angles, like you see the knife. Like I was paying attention that you see the reflections change on the knife too. So it's not freeze frame, frozen or anything like. They didn't have the editing tech back then. But then what happens? You get shot to Haddonfield.
Yeah, driving with this chick.
Yeah, they're chilling. I think they're in school. Are they in school first?
Who?
Laurie Strode.
I don't think so. I think that we're not. I think that the next scene was. The doctor driving with that girl.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. He hasn't even broken out yet.
Yeah, they're going to visit Michael.
Yeah, and like something happens where like there's like 5 crazy people in the yard.
It looked like an apocalypse setting almost, like those are zombies.
They did it. I think that the fact that you couldn't see much was a good thing in that situation because you could just imagine what happened.
Like, what are those? Why
there's
are they out?
There's a lot of imagination here. And like I think you see it in the Rob Zombie one. You see everything.
Yeah.
Everything's like, it's not entitled to.
I think that's a cool difference between older and newer is that a lot of stuff in older films is left to the imagination, but you couldn't keep doing that as years progress because you kind of, things have to like eventually develop.
Yeah, things become cliche.
So then it becomes out of the ordinary to show the kill. So then you show the kill and then you're getting a new shock out of people.
That's why I think Fear Street was cool because it showed all of them.
Except one.
And then that one, when they didn't, it was really effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should do that more. And
there's a cool contrast between what movies were and how they are now and just like how it's affected by what the standards are of the time because you have to like break those standards to stick out.
Totally. And I guess Michael jumps on the car.
Yeah.
When, Dr. Loomis what is he doing?
Loomis goes to check the gate or something.
Oh, yeah, he goes to the gate.
Try to figure out what's going on.
And Mike, I guess that's Mike. He jumps on the car.
We don't know it at the time that we see it, but
especially if like you're in a theater in 1978 watching this shit.
You're just like, what the fuck was that?
And he tries to go after the lady, but they all survive, and Mike dips. He's free after 15 years.
He like breaks the window, tries to attack her. She like kicks and gets away, but he wasn't trying to kill her. He wanted the car.
And you said something while we were watching it. He was like, if he was 6 and then 15 years later he escapes, he was only 20. He was a boy.
Yeah.
He was like a kid.
He was younger than me.
Yeah, he's 21 years old. And they make him like, he seems like such like a, like, man.
Yeah.
Like he's smaller in this movie. And I didn't really notice it, but he's not as like in the other films, like he's just like this big motherfucker. Yeah,
even in the trailers I've seen for the new one coming out, he looks fucking jacked.
Yeah, exactly.
But in this, I definitely feel like I could take him in a fight if he wasn't Michael Myers.
He looked like a normal dude.
Yeah.
But one thing about this movie,
he's kind of tall.
One thing about this movie, I know this is sidetracked. I feel like they've never been able, like in all the OG timeline. Mm-hmm. So there's Halloween 2 that follows up right after this one. And then there's 3 that doesn't even have Michael Myers in it. That's not a black sheep or anything. It's a great movie, but it's like doesn't feel like a Halloween film. It's like a little side thing.
A side
it
quest.
Feels like, yeah. And then 4, the return of Michael Myers, and then there's 5 and all these. I think they've never, ever, 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 not even in the new ones, not in Rob Zombie's, even though Rob Zombie's Michael Myers looks really cool, they've never created that original look, ever.
Is that good or bad or indifferent?
I feel like it'd be cool to see that original look again, but it's also intriguing. Like they've never, with no matter how much money they throw at this movie, they can't top the $400,000 version of Michael Myers, you know?
Maybe that's like why, because like they're on such a budget.
Honestly, that probably is why.
They also maybe don't want to. There's this dude I listen to on YouTube, Chael Sonnen, and he's a UFC fighter. And he talks about combat sports a lot, with wrestling being one of them. And he mentions how Vince McMahon has this theory that every character needs to have a slight change around every year in order to still be marketable. And so like maybe if
that's legit. I mean, Vince McMahon's kind of the genius of wrestling.
And so even if the change is like just a haircut or a different color hair, new beard, like something minimal has to change.
Yeah.
And so maybe if Michael Myers consistently stayed the exact way as one, people wouldn't like it, but getting a little bigger, a little different each time.
I don't think that that's what they were going for, but that's what ended up happening. Because in the second one, not 2018, because that's considered a second one too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you
the OG second one.
The OG second one, the movie's right after the 78, but they actually didn't make it for like 3 or 4 years after. So the dudes, since they're just dudes and they're just like they're just people that were just we really want this to happen, like dreamers, basically, just like me and you. The mask just was under Deborah Hill's bed for 3 or 4 years, so it had some aging. She smoked a lot. It had like the smoke look, stuff like that. So that mask, it's the same mask that they use.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it looks aged a little bit, like roughed up, which is cool. The Halloween 2 mask is awesome. When we rank them all, we should rank all the masks.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool because people do that. I want to rank all the masks. But back to the movie. He's escaped, and the one lady, they survive. He didn't kill anybody yet. And then he just drives off. Like that's one plot hole I feel like, even though Loomis sums it up, killers don't really drive cars in movies. And he's just like driving. And
he was locked up at 6 and has been stuck in a cage for 15 years. How is he efficient at driving?
Like he's like
the
Asian Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
He's like really like a decent driver.
And
following road laws and everything.
And how does he even know that? How does he know how to read?
Like, maybe someone here gave him lessons. What kind of environment are you running here where you're just giving crazy people driving lessons?
Yeah, for real.
What a weird thing. Then it shoots to our protagonist.
Yeah, that's the next scene is the school scene, right?
Yeah.
What's her name in the film?
Laurie Strode.
Laurie Strode, and
she's Laurie Strode in Rob Zombies, but Jamie Lee Curtis is way more iconic than even though you find the other one way more attractive. Jamie Lee Curtis is way.
And
more,
I thought the other one was kind of a better actor too,
think so?
Or actress.
I mean, this is
old though, so maybe
that girl wasn't that girl had other parts. Not Jamie Lee Curtis. This is the first thing Jamie Lee Curtis has even tried.
Yeah, and like it was also lower budget, so
this is like exactly.
And I've had,
and it's been 30 years after the fact.
Yeah, so I haven't watched other. I mean, you just said that we saw Rocky, which was in the same time period, and the acting wasn't great then either. But
better,
yeah. So I don't really look at it like a negative to it that it has worse acting. It just is a thing that I think is true.
Yeah,
it just is merely
fair enough. I won't disagree with that because movies of the time period are kind of corny. A little, not a lot of cheese, but the ones that have a lot of cheese, we just sit back and laugh at. But this one didn't have overwhelming cheese. You believed it a little bit.
Yeah, it was just honestly the main protagonist was the only one that really didn't feel like the greatest actor.
Which is funny because she's the only one that like amounted to anything.
It's weird.
She's in Freaky Friday. She's in so many things, man. This made her like she's one of the biggest things to come out of a horror film too.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah,
Good for her.
She's considered the best final girl of all time.
I'm not giving her that.
I'm not giving her that either. We'll do a top 5 once we get like horror movies going, and you're like,
I didn't need to see a lot of the classics to see how they'd rank. Because my favorites are all more recent ones. Like, like the girl from Scream, the girl from Fear Street Part 2.
I think Neve Campbell is the GOAT.
That's
Sydney
Scream,
Prescott,
right? Yeah. And I really like Sadie in Fear Street 78. I love her character.
Oh yeah, that's good. You really like that shit.
It's I think for sure my favorite horror film, and it's up there in my favorite movies I've ever seen.
I think you'll like the Friday the 13th movies. They're like 78.
I want to watch them.
Yeah, hell yeah, we'll watch them. I got them all on Blu-ray right there.
Hell yeah, we're ready to go.
Hell yeah.
Once this camera's off, we're back to grinding.
Right, grinding. And then you just follow these girls. They're talking about normal girl stuff, normal people stuff, high school stuff, like, oh, bully this, dance, book, textbook that. Yeah. I don't bring any of my books. That's probably why you're the dumb one. you die first, or no, she doesn't die first. Yeah. They're just normal teenagers. You're right, and she's just kind of like a bookworm type of girl, but she's smoking
like
weed.
Valedictorian.
She was
type.
smoking the weed though.
It seemed like her first time.
Yeah, it did. But she, like most people for their first time that are like that, I feel like be like, nah, at first. She was just like,
you gotta peer pressure them into it. Right. Like, it won't be cool if you don't.
They didn't even do that. She was just like, I guess.
Just passed it to her nonchalantly, and you could tell she was new to it. 'Cause she didn't know how to hold it.
Yeah. And after that, you find out. Her friend Annie, her dad is the sheriff, Sheriff Brackett, and someone broke into the hardware store. We're assuming is Michael, right?
He stole
because he had the two ropes, the knives, and the mask and the hardware outfit, right? Yeah. So he's been doing some breaking and entering, which isn't his worst job because Loomis found a truck with a murdered dude. Maybe he got the outfit from the murdered dude, actually.
I was wondering that, but it looked like the guy had clothes on, though.
Yeah,
I guess he
was naked.
Was he?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't
He had coveralls. So I guess he took the coveralls from that random dude, which is weird because he didn't steal his truck. Yeah. Wouldn't he just pull some dude over for clothes?
He's like, yo, give me that
kill him
outfit
for his clothes? That seems like a lot of work just to get clothes.
Yeah, it might just be easier to steal them.
Right.
Like, go to Walmart, put them in a bag, and
there
leave.
wasn't Walmart back then.
There wasn't?
No.
I don't know a world before Walmart.
Right. They weren't everywhere.
I guess that's the only way to get clothes on is just fucking kill people.
Mom and pop back then. Right.
I'd probably kill people for outfits if I lived in a Walmart.
San Andreas back then.
Yeah. Damn, the past is a weird place.
This movie kind of moves slower than what I thought it did. This is kind of a slow, not too slow burn, but it's like kind of like it tries to set up like the atmosphere, does some character development with Laurie Strode.
It's weird because like I having seen the remake first.
Yeah.
The remake felt like it was technically slower to getting to certain points because more happened within it, but there was a lot of action in those points, so it made it feel faster. Like by the time that we pan to him breaking out, he's already got a kill count of like 4 or 5.
Exactly.
But in this, he's got a kill count of 1.
And he's older.
Yeah, he's not 6.
6 is young.
He's in like middle school.
My daughter's 6 years old.
Imagine her killing with a mask on.
Damn.
That shit. I don't think she'd have the power to put a knife through somebody.
Exactly.
That's why it took him so many stabs.
Yeah. That's why he was watching, so he could make sure it was hard.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Honestly, some history about Halloween. They were originally going to go the clown route.
Really?
Like him, just an adult wearing a clown mask.
That would be almost creepier.
Yeah. It would be kind of creepy. But
that's already been done.
They made
but
the
probably
mask.
Not
they
at
had
the
like
time,
a bunch
right?
of prototypes. They just went to a bunch of stores and they found a Halloween William Shatner Captain Kirk mask from Star Trek and just painted it white and like changed it a little bit, and it became that.
You point to it and I see it, but everyone else watching
or
listening is like,
"What
the fuck are you?"
They're like, "You're pointing to the fucking." Yeah, I got the mask just chilling.
Just
I
watching
actually took
us
a nap
podcast.
here one time. I was watching Carrie, and I took a nap and I was facing this way. My head was here, and I woke up and first thing I saw was that mask, and I went like, "Oh God!" It scared me a little
shit,
bit.
I'm gonna fucking die.
Jeez. Oh shit. And it's some kids start harassing little Tommy Doyle.
Yeah, bullying him, saying that the boogeyman's going to get him.
Like some old school cheesy bullying.
And then I think they push him in his pumpkin breaks.
Boogeyman, some old school cheesy shit. Like, bullying's not that now. Bullying's like I'm going to fuck you up, kid.
I'm going to fuck you up and then
kick
fuck
your ass,
mom.
Right. Back then it was just boogeyman. That's why
wish we could turn back time.
Violence wasn't what it is, like what it was 20 years after this. Because the worst bullying was, the boogeyman's going to get you.
And then pushing on a pumpkin.
Yeah, that was a nice pumpkin, man.
It was. That shit was girthy. That was
fucked up. That shit had girth. That shit had shape to it.
They fucked it up.
And then his babysitter, Jamie Lee fucking Curtis, had to get him a new one. That one was fucking bigger.
Yeah, she's the goat for that.
Yeah,
she's a good
babysitter. That
shit
2 blocks.
Bad
man.
actress, but good babysitter.
Right. Yeah,
maybe not bad actress, but bad acting.
She gets a 5 out of 5. We rank her babysitting skills. She gets a 5 out of 5.
For sure, I'd love to have her as my babysitter.
Yeah, I had some good ones. Shout out to my babysitters. I had a couple of them.
I only have one I remember, so
I
shout
had
out
some
my
problematic
babysitter
ones too, though.
Really?
Yeah.
They fuck you or something?
I said problematic. I didn't say awesome. I think we could it's so slow to the point where we could fast forward to nighttime at this point. You see him stalking in a couple scenes.
Yeah, he just stalks a bunch.
He's chilling outside the school. That would never happen today. You just see a dude in a mask staring at a school. That shit wouldn't fly.
He'd probably get shot by one of the students.
Right. God damn,
he pulls out
dude.
his fucking stick and shoots him out the window.
That's wild. And this actor, I think his name's Nick Castle or something like that.
That's the one that was.
Yeah, he did great, man. The stalking scenes, man, it's kind of creepy.
I like the
distance.
The way the camera angles work too, where sometimes you see him through the eyes of the one being stalked, and sometimes you're him seeing who he's stalking, and then sometimes you have a freer angle where you're not either.
Hell yeah, man. This shit was kind of fucking creepy.
Also, they had a couple scenes that I thought were cool where they panned around and made it played the music like he was there, but we never see him.
And you don't know if he's actually there.
So you're just looking and looking.
They
and
played with that shit.
Yeah, I'm on edge at all times trying to see if
John Carpenter
he's there.
did that shit all himself.
He did well.
He did
well.
fucking amazing. Honestly, it goes down in history as one of the best scores of all time, I think.
That's crazy.
They did that with almost nothing. You know?
And now they made it big.
He's made so many good films since then.
And so many good dollar bills.
Yeah, he ain't kidding. That shit is awesome. Nighttime. Should we go to Lindsay and Annie or Tommy and Laurie Strode?
I don't know.
Because I don't know which one we see first. We see Annie getting stuck in the laundry. We might see that first, honestly.
Yeah. Help me, step bro.
Yes. And she helps. And she doesn't want anyone to find out she got stuck in the window, then instantly tells Paul she was stuck in the window. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? And
that little girl's a savage because her babysitter sucks.
Yeah,
and
he's talking outside, watching her on the phone with nothing on.
Her name's Lindsay?
That's the daughter, the little girl.
Oh, what's the older girl's
name?
Annie.
Yeah.
And Annie makes plans over the phone to go pick up Paul. Lucky for fucking Paul, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Michael gets his first kill with the mask. Iconic. But poorly acted. You didn't sell me at all. She was like... cross-eyed and shit.
How was she just stabbed?
No, well, he starts choking her in the car. Remember, she comes.
Oh
back,
yeah, and then
she opens the car. Or she tries to get in the car. It's locked, so she goes back to get the keys. Which is weird that she didn't have the keys in the first place. Maybe she just forgot them, and that reminded her she didn't have them. She goes back, gets the keys, and then it's not locked when she comes back.
And
there's no
boop,
boop back then.
Yeah, she didn't hit the button.
You had to go up to back in the day. You had to go up to your car and go.
Fumble a little bit, drop the keys, pick them back up, try
what
again.
A difficult time back then.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Just put on your Spotify and put in your earbuds and boop, boop.
Glad I'm not ancient.
Oh man!
But so she gets in the car.
It's unlocked.
He strangles her ass and then stabs her ass.
Surprise,
or
bitch.
slits her throat, I think.
Some fries, bitch. And then she doesn't. She puts up a fight, but it doesn't look like he's it's kind of obvious. I didn't notice it before because I'm actually tunnel visioning on this movie at this point for the first time I've never analyzed it, but it doesn't look like he's squeezing too hard. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's obvious.
Like a playful
movie.
joke.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, and she's just like, just dying and shit. And then he's just like, fuck this, she's moving too much.
I don't know why it took him so long to
figure,
like.
Yeah.
Do you think he enjoys the choking?
I think
that his kink?
They say in future films that every time he kills, the more human like leaves him and he becomes something else. So maybe he's still human and gets enjoyment out of it.
Out of like their pain?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So first kill has been completed. And everyone's like not looking for this bitch, but they're like, they don't know she's dead. And she'd been dead a while.
And they plant her and the other girl. What was the other girl's name?
What, Lori or the blonde?
The blonde.
I don't know her name.
Oh, they had plans to like group together, I guess.
Yeah.
And so
a little bit group action going on. It sounded
like they're about to have an orgy.
Right. Librarian Laurie Strode wouldn't be about that life.
Yeah, not at all.
I feel like she got pleasure into being like the personal savior of everyone's good time. Like she made it possible.
But also seemed a little upset towards
too
the
at
end.
The same time.
Like,
yeah.
Sad she's not a part of it, but glad that she can make it possible.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But she... After that, it shoots to Loomis and Sheriff Brackett, and they're like, Loomis is still convincing this man that he's out here. You know, there's no evidence of him being here. No one's seen him. This guy's killing people in the shadows. Like no one knows anyone's dead yet, especially Sheriff Brackett, because it's his fucking daughter. They ain't no cell phones. He can't text her, be like, "You okay? You okay? You okay? You okay?
You good?"
Yeah. She's just
like,
dead.
No, I'm not good. I'm
she
a corpse.
Choked out with a fucking cross eye.
Yes.
And he's Loomis. How do you feel about Loomis in this one?
He was like fine. I didn't think he was like exceptional or anything,
yeah.
but I didn't have a problem.
I love
with
Dr. Loomis. I like the OG one.
Why? What about him?
It's iconic. It's just an iconic. It's like a nostalgia, iconic type of thing. It's like that's the Loomis that, and he's in so many films. Like, I know that timeline's not a thing anymore, but he's in 2, he's in 4. I think he stops at 4, though. Either 4 or 5.
One thing that it brings me back to the remake when I watched that is that he kept trying to sell to the sheriff. He's like, I've known this guy for 15 years, I know what he's about to do.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like he's selling it to us, the viewer, too, because they didn't show us any of that in this one.
Exactly.
Where, like, in the remake, we kind of see a build-up. We see that they have a relationship. This, you don't see it. So he's also trying to sell to me, the viewer, that he knows.
Because we have no reason to think he's just going to start slaying everybody.
Yeah.
Except the fact that we came to see a movie of someone.
And we have no reason
everybody.
to know that this guy would know that. They didn't show us they've been together for 15 years. Where's their credibility?
One person. This is you're right. This is the issue I have. This dude killed his sister.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
And then stopped talking.
Yeah. There's like no indication. I know we didn't see the therapy that he was put under, but even with any kind of dramatic therapy, unless he killed like in the remake, he killed like people in the hospital.
And before he got locked up, his body count was 4 or 5. Like, it wasn't 1.
Yeah. So and that wasn't the case here. And if it was, we didn't see it.
Yeah.
And yeah, because he could have killed kids before school in this one too.
And we just don't know it.
We just don't know it.
There's a lot left to the imagination.
But in our eyes, dude, this guy's killed his sister. People kill their sisters. People do things to their sisters all the time.
They'd just be killing their sisters.
Yeah, and they don't. That's where they stop.
That's it. I'm just here to kill my sister.
Yeah, like there's no indication that this guy is going to become this horror movie franchise guy.
Yeah.
But Loomis is the only one. Like, I'm telling you, he's evil. He has black eyes and kills cats, and he's crazy. I swear.
But
and
we have
Brackett's
no proof of that.
Brackett's like, dude, I think you're fucking nuts.
He's like, yo, you must have been smoking that
same
joint my daughter was. He's getting lit with the girls.
Lori was like, he smelled it on us. He probably did. He don't give a fuck. It's just weed.
I mean, it's weed in the 70s, though.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be worse to the cops?
No, I feel like
I don't know how.
In the 70s, everyone was smoking it. It was kind of like post-hippie time. But in the 80s, everything became PC, and like they started, I feel like everything started becoming like, oh, you smoke weed?
fucking piece of shit.
Druggy. Yeah, that's like
you're gonna overdose and die in a sewer.
That's when that happened.
I don't want you
80s.
smoking weed around me. I don't want those weed needles in my house.
You bastards. And then it shoots to Lori and Tommy. They're talking comics, talking what they're gonna do tonight and what order. He's like, when are we gonna carve the pumpkin?
After the movie.
After the movie. When are we gonna go do that orgy thing after the movie?
Is the boogeyman real?
After the movie. Name and occupation.
After the movie.
But Tommy Doyle's just like kind of like your normal like annoying kid.
He didn't even seem that annoying, honestly.
Not really. Yeah, he wasn't annoying.
Kid.
I thought he was a great character. He was good. Actor was better than fucking Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad. The kids weren't bad. They were pretty good.
They were just being kids.
They're probably. Why are the kids always the best goddamn actors in these movies?
They're not overthinking it, and they're playing the role of a kid. It's not that hard to be a kid.
Right.
Just fuck around. Yeah.
It's like actors playing actors.
They don't even give them a script. They're just like, do your thing.
You know what? There's someone about to kill you outside. Just go with it.
Improv.
Some torture shit. Yeah. But during that, things start getting kind of weird. It flashes to a scene where this blonde girl with her boyfriend, they're drinking and driving. Different era.
What you said is allowed back then, right?
I think it was legal in 78. We'll have to Google that shit, but it was legal at some point during the United States.
That's kind of wild.
Like, yeah, it is wild to think. Because, like, drinking and driving, I feel like is one of the worst things you could do. Like, being drunk, like, severely drunk, and then operating
going like
an
100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's wild. Especially in a van. Dude had a big-ass rape van.
I don't even like walking fast drunk.
Right.
I'm not trying to fucking drive.
He had, like, a fucking huge-ass van. And, like, she's drinking, carrying on. He's drinking, and they got all this plans to rip off everybody's clothes in the house. They don't care who's in there.
Yeah, if you're in there, we fuck. I'm surprised they didn't fuck Myers.
Right. Myers was trying. He's just like...
His breathe turns to a moan.
Darth Vader back here, like, watching him.
Maybe he's just into porn. That's why he keeps killing people.
I don't think porn was, like, as accessible, man.
That's why he's doing it.
Go into, like, a store.
Because everyone he's killed has been naked women and their men.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the tits for him.
Maybe. Well, he tried Lori. She just survived. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Oh, but she wasn't naked.
No.
Why did he want... Oh, well, it's the name.
He's related to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the name. That's why he wants to kill her. But
Lori Myers.
It's not?
No, it's Laurie Strode.
Oh, yeah. Why?
But they're related. They're like... It's like his niece or something.
How do we know that then?
I don't know. Do you know that in the first one?
I don't think so.
I don't know, actually.
Why the fuck did he want to kill her?
Maybe he's just crazy. He didn't really just want to kill her. I think he was just killing.
They're just
in the original
he was stalking that group, though.
He kills his family and anyone in its path in the original timeline.
And that's
in the new one...
He just kills?
He's just killing.
A murder, motherfuckers.
And then we're going to hit him with 2018.
That's going to be a fun
That's 40
one to watch.
years.
That's crazy.
Yep. It's kind of a cool timeline, like waiting 40 years.
And then having a pseudo sequel.
Yeah. It's kind of dope.
I like after he confirms the second couple.
Yeah, and then that's where we were.
Yeah, and then but when Lori finds it, I love the way that it is.
Love that scene?
Yeah, he's got the one girl laid out on the bed with the fucking tombstone that he stole.
He placed him. He took his time and made it all cool looking.
That was his fucking art project, right. And he got an A.
He got a 5 out of 5.
We see where the rope was used because he like tied that dude up and had him dangling from somewhere.
Yeah, we give him a 5 out of 5 for creativity.
Art class, you got 100%. And so that was fucking cool. And then she gets attacked.
I like how the first boyfriend dies. When he's like, he just comes out of the closet and sticks him up. I feel like like back then there were more government rules about what you could show in a horror film. So the kills aren't what you see today. Plus, they can't really do that with the effects too.
It's way less gory.
Like stab, sound, hang, dun. But it's still an iconic scene. It's a very iconic scene, very iconic kill that they recreate in another film on there's 3 timelines in Halloween, by the way.
They did it in the remake too. I think.
They did it in the remake. Yeah, probably. It's iconic.
I like how you just described sonically how when the kill happens, how there's like a lower note.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like, I don't know if it's why it did it, but how when you have like the little thingy that shows people's heartbeat or whatever, or their breath patterns at the doctor, and then when they die, it goes to a lower note.
That's probably what he was going for, honestly.
And it's kind of
like because when there's scary parts where the adrenaline's going, it goes.
It gets high. Yeah,
that's probably what he was going for.
That's kind of cool. It like simulates the high heartbeat,
and that would work today. You know what I mean? This was 43 years ago.
It's some crazy amount of time in the
past.
It's
like 43 years ago. So,
because
I got the 4K Blu-ray on the 40th anniversary.
Insane.
Yeah, because they remastered it. They remastered the 2,
it did look good.
3, and 4. That wasn't even the 4K. That was just a regular Blu-ray.
The Blu-ray looked nice.
Yeah. Review for the Halloween 4K Blu-ray, not the 4K, which I know is nice, but the side pack. You get the Blu-ray too, and that looked nice too.
It did. It was crazy.
Because he doesn't like old movies, but he's starting to watch them now because we got technology.
It's
an
acquired taste.
Yeah, we got to fix them. Yeah, old movies are. I want to go like before Halloween ends. I want to hit you with Psycho.
Sounds
Your
cool.
First
so
black
far.
and white film.
That sounds scary, but I guess I'll try.
Like scary as in like
bad. It sounds like scary as in bad.
This is the first slasher ever.
I guess we'll have to watch it then.
You've never heard of Psycho?
Nope.
The shower scene?
Nope. I've probably maybe seen a clip.
It's been memed on Courage the Cowardly Dog and like a bunch of other shit. What a great show.
It is a good one.
I love it.
Laurie's about to die though.
Oh yeah, she's running from her. She's so Michael gets to Laurie. He's killed everybody else except the kids and Laurie. And she tells she thinks she kills him during the struggle with a knitting. Like she's so boring that she has a knit kit with her. And he just stabs her.
How do you think that's gonna kill?
I don't know. That could puncture
if you hit the right spot, maybe.
Throat's like a main artery, dude. That's where blood literally comes from.
Blood comes?
Like if you get stabbed in the throat, the chances of you surviving is like really slim.
Oh,
it's like getting stabbed in the gut.
Then maybe that would make sense. She thought she killed him. I don't know.
But he can't die, dude.
I don't.
You know how many movies there are?
Yeah,
like 80 of them.
Dude can't die on one.
Yeah, come on, that would be weird. But they, John Carpenter actually originally didn't want to make a sequel. He wanted to make kind of like an American Horror Story type thing, where the new movie for a new story.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they did Halloween 3, a new like scary story, because they were like, well, Halloween 2 didn't do so well. Maybe we should do John Carpenter's idea and make a new story. And
everyone's like, give me that shit back.
Give us Mike back.
Maybe that was good they did it, though.
It's a breath of fresh air. It's a good movie. If it wasn't called Halloween 3, it would probably be a classic.
If it would have just been named after whoever was the killer in it.
No, not
or something.
It's not. I don't think it's a killer. It's just like a demonic presence, kind of. It's a cool movie. I like it. We'll review that one. It's a weird one. But yeah, there's a struggle. She thinks she kills him. The kids dip the fuck out. In the first scene, and there's a big homage to Halloween and Scream, where when Casey Becker dies, Drew Barrymore, and her parents come home, her parents start freaking out because they can't find their daughter, and like everything's on fire and like everything's crazy. The husband tells the wife to go to the Mackenzies, and that's where Laurie tells the kids to go to. Run over to the Mackenzies and call, like, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
And they just run out of the house.
And then the doc sees him.
Yeah. Loomis is like, this is
he don't even
weird.
Stop him in this. He's just like,
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, those kids probably saw the Michael man.
Loomis just walks in these dudes' house like it's nothing, and then Michael Myers pulls an Undertaker.
Yeah. Undertaker pulls a Michael Myers.
Right,
I feel like he was first.
That probably about 10, 15 years before.
And so he starts beating up on Laurie again. He's about to end this bitch, and then
she hides
Doc
in the
takes
closet.
some shots. That was a dumb idea.
She tried to like play with his mind and like open the windows, like she jumped out the window or something. You're on the second floor, bitch. There ain't no one doing that.
At least throw something out to
Mike.
Make some noise.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. I would have been like, oh, maybe she jumped, and then saw, oh no, she didn't, and then turned around that quick. That's probably what happened. You're probably like, nah, then went right to her. And that scene was kind of cool though. Kind of gave you some scare a little bit. I was just like, ooh, she's gonna die now, but we all know.
Oh, I didn't know she wouldn't die, honestly.
Well, yeah, you haven't seen this
There's a
before.
chance she dies. But, I mean, the fact that they're called, like, final girls, they probably don't die.
Some die eventually. Like, usually, like, weirdly, they'll take a final girl and then make a second one and then kill her first. It's like, why'd you even do that? That's why Sidney Prescott wins, because she's never dead. She's, like, kicks the Ghostface ass every time, no matter who it is. When there's two Ghostface, she takes them both on.
She's a Giga Chad.
She's the shit.
She give no fucks.
She's 5. Laurie Strode's 4.9. She's close. You don't like decimals, though.
Nope.
You said might as well make it to 10. You're not wrong, though. And
I think we're closing in on
we're closing in on the end of the plot. Or, there's not as much lore as the remake, but I like that there's not that much in this one, too. Interpret to imagination. And then Loomis starts just gunning on this dude, just starts shooting him.
He falls out that open window then.
Yeah, he does.
And Loomis is like, yo, I killed his ass, looks down. No, I didn't. He's gone.
And then the music drops. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Is that the end?
That's the end. And you know where the next one?
Probably right there.
Right there.
With the fight.
Yep.
We'll have to see that one eventually. Is that where 2018 also starts or no?
No, 2018 starts 40 years later.
Like, also is 40 years later? Like, Michael Myers is 40 years older than he was, so he's like 61 right now?
Yeah.
That's weird.
He's in a mental institution. That's where it starts. So they captured him that night.
That'll be kind of cool to watch.
You're going to like it. I think you're going to love these movies.
I'm excited to watch it.
So,
what else do we got to say about this shit before we can get off of here and watch the next one?
This movie is one of the most influential horror films of all time. This isn't the first slasher of all time. I'd give those awards to 1960 Psycho. We were just bringing that up. That's 1960. That's how old that movie is. And
almost as old as you.
Yeah, right. I was born 29 years after Psycho. So, a quick horror tip. The main protagonist in Psycho, the woman, is Jamie Lee Curtis's mom.
That's kind of cool.
That is very cool because they're both iconic slashers. And in between them, there's only like one other, and it's called Black Christmas.
And I don't know the mom's name, which is cool because it kind of shows that her acquired star power, she's not known as the daughter of blank.
Exactly.
She is her own individual.
She was. She made her own name, and no one even, like, I feel like people, when they watch this, they didn't go in thinking, oh, that's her mom. Like, they didn't, catch it. Maybe they just, found her. Because, Psycho was big, but it wasn't, Halloween big, I don't think.
The genre probably wasn't that big
Yeah,
yet.
so this is a genre-defining film. Like, after this came copycats. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, slashers just started piling out the woodworks, you know? And
it's cool to go back to the roots. Especially now that I've officially found a slasher that I cemented as my favorite horror film.
Yeah.
With the second one pays homage to movies like this, right?
Exactly,
Isn't it more so to Friday the 13th?
Yeah, Fear Street 1978 is Friday the 13th.
That's inspired by this, right? Friday the 13th.
It's literally they tried to rip it off. The creators admit it at this point.
It's cool,
but it's its own thing.
It's nice though after finding one that got me hooked on this genre. Now going back and seeing what led to its creation.
Yeah, it's very
interesting
very
looking
awesome.
at the timeline.
I just like that. I also think it's really cool that they haven't been able to recreate Michael.
He stays unique in each film.
He is definitely unique in every movie.
And in each
every
timeline,
single film.
Each timeline, there's differences. At least from the little bit that I know thus far.
True. It's very true, actually. Like Ghostface, Jason changes. There's a multiverse Ghostface
of them.
Doesn't change.
Well, he does, but doesn't.
There's a multiverse of. I think Halloween's the only one that actually has multiverses. Friday the 13th has just one continuously thing. There's a remake, but
so far what I know of Ghostface, that he's
a different dude every time.
Yeah, he's conceptually the same killer, but people are recreating that killer, so it's all different people's execution of the.
But this is the most influential, one of the most influential horror films of all time. Honestly, it's probably top 3 most influential. This Movie's great.
That's crazy to think, and I'm excited to see more stuff that spawned from it.
Yeah, we're going to see 2018 next and then give you guys Halloween Kills.
But you better be ready for it. Go see it. Like, if you're listening to this right now, go see it so you're ready when we see it.
Yeah,
or when I see it. He's already seen it.
Should I upload them in reverse? Kills.
Honestly, nah. I don't know. You can.
Get more views.
It don't matter.
Sell out, you know.
Yeah. I'll leave that up to you. I honestly don't mind either way.
Things I love about this film. All the actors, Jamie Lee Curtis, you could have done a little better. Kills could have been a little better, but this is like the first Kills, you know?
Yeah. Like we think that based on having seen better over time, seeing the improvement. But if you gave me a blank slate and showed me this, I'd be like 5 out of 5. Insane.
Yeah. But you're subjective to more gore and stuff like that.
Almost desensitized
but for the influential aspect, the negative is probably the driving plot hole. It's kind of weird, but other than that, there's not that much negative about this film. It's just like if this film was made later and there were no slashers, like if we could put ourselves in 78 shoes, easy 5 out of 5.
Yeah, but in current viewing, 3 or 4 for me.
Give it a 3 or 4?
I don't know if I would like actively rewatch this movie, which is why I lean a little more to 3.
Okay.
But I want to give it a 4 because of, like the influence and the fact that I haven't even watched that much movies in this genre, but I could. It holds up, and I can see the influence that it has had just in what I've seen already.
Exactly. Cool.
And
that's good to hear.
I think based on that, it would push it to a 4.
I thought you were going to say it was ass. Honestly.
No, I enjoyed it.
Cool,
I enjoyed it.
Cool. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Is that like, what is that 5 for? How come?
It's for how Mike looks, the interpretation, imagination, and influence.
All those factors together make it like a home run.
That doesn't make it a 6 out of 5. Is the car the fact that he drives? Even though he's a stalky driver, he's still prestiging, powering up.
He's got to do to confirm the kill in one shot.
And I think it's weird that Loomis was like not even a block, like 2 houses away from that vehicle, and didn't notice it.
And then once he did, it was like, oh shit.
Oh shit! Even though
that's
it was
my car.
I don't think was it his. Yeah, it was his, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Yeah. So
Dr. Loomis, you need to straighten the fuck up, boy.
You're a fucking doctor. How do you not know
5
cars?
5 out of 5, baby.
Yeah. You got anything left to say?
John Carpenter, man, you fucking killed it, dude.
So thank you
Deborah
guys
Hill,
that made the film
screen,
for making the film.
Great film.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
for
Deborah
watching
Hill.
and listening.
Hit like, hit subscribe.
Yep.
Comment.
Goodbye.
Tell us how you think about this one.
Yeah.
We all know you love it. But just tell us you love it so we can get them comments.
Let us bask in that glory.
Hell yeah. Later, guys.
I hate a guy with a car and no sense of humor.